Louis.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Vibes. It's your girl, Ivy. Today, we're going to talk about self growth and becoming a better you. So, guess what? If you're not following us on Facebook, follow us on Facebook at Vibes, VIBEZ. We're also on Instagram at the number 1BEZ underscore radio. Also, you can email us at vbezradio@gmail.com. So let's go ahead and get these topics started for this evening. So when you talk about self growth and becoming a better you, what comes to mind? So we have your career growth, we also have social, personal, and also your spiritual growth. I'm going to talk a little bit about spiritual growth because I can kind of relate to that in so many different ways. So y'all gotta bear with me tonight with my notes. I was actually at work today and I was just writing stuff down because I wanted to kind of let everything just flow from the heart tonight and just speak on topics that our everyday dealing that we deal with. All right. So personal growth, which is very important. This is something that we all decide to focus on when we're trying to become a better us and a better you, should I say, because I'm speaking to you guys. Personal growth, most likely self evaluation, is something important that a lot of us kind of shy away from and be in denial about our self growth. Um, when I think of self evaluation, is basically digging deeper into yourself to face a lot of things that may not be reality to you. For one thing, is overcoming certain fears, can be self evaluation. Um, Visualizing where you want to go and how you want to become better at something that you're working on or that you're doing. Um, I wrote some stuff down. So I put looking over the years and learning where you come from, like where you've been to where you're going. And then it's by accepting different stages in your life to help you shine in your ability and potential of a person becoming better. So, moving on to spiritual, this was something that is dear to me because me transitioning into where I used to be to where I am now. And I know you guys been following, and what's trending right now is Kirk Franklin, his religion, that he's more so leaning from the church expectations to what he feel Jesus would do. And to me, that's awesome because nowadays so many people have different expectations on, well, at church, this is how you do this, or as us being younger, for most of us or some of us that grew up in the church, it's like, hey, you're supposed to do this, or for ladies, you're supposed to dress this way, you're supposed to act this way, for the fellas, you're supposed to do this and you're supposed to do that. But it's actually, what would Jesus do? Or how would Jesus do it? And in the Bible, most of us, when we transition on that spiritual level, it's more so of, I want to be a reflection of God. And, that's how I look at it because me changing, and transitioning from where I used to be, um, not being a rebel, but more so of not really, I didn't grow up in the church. So learning church actually came upon my own. It was just, learning to live by the Bible and wanting to, be the reflection of God, or for people to kind of see that light through me, to see him in me. And I commend Kurt Franklin on that a lot. I know, and a lot of people of the church is kind of, bashing him a little bit because they're like, oh, you're not living for God, you're actually living for yourself. So regardless, him speaking on like how he was featured with Kanye, I don't see anything wrong with that. Yes, I know Kanye have his own reputation. For many of us, some people don't like Kanye because, his arrogant ways or how he presents himself. But for Kurt Franklin, I mean, I think I agree with it. As long as you're spreading the word and getting that message out there for others to see God in you in a different light, I totally agree with it. Or not. So spiritual growth. This came to mind. Understanding your walk is your walk. He understands your language. With him, even if you fell off, you can always get back right. And that's when it comes to spiritual growth, that's what a lot of people have to understand. You're not walking for your mother, like, oh, or your family. You're getting your spiritual, you're growing with God for yourself, your personal, for you to know him. And that's what it is. Your walk is your walk. Yes, as you're walking with God, you're supposed to, you know, share what's on your heart or whatever he has chosen you to do and to reveal. That's what you're supposed to do. But your walk is your walk. No one can determine, like, oh, are you doing this the right way, are you doing that the right way? Yes, people have their opinions about things, of course, but you working on your spiritual growth is for you. Now, I do want to touch base also. We're going to shy away from that a little bit, but I do want to touch base on social growth, because this actually determines a point in your life when you may lose friends, um, and outgrow certain situations, of course, and stuff like that. I feel like knowing after a certain period of time, which I can relate to this too, as you change to grow, a lot of people kind of become distant from you, and a lot of people kind of fall off, shall I say. And in my transition, that I'm actually transitioning from where I used to be to where I am now, it's like you lose a lot of friends, or so-called friends, if I shall say, and even family. um I think at some point, as you mature and as you grow, you kind of outdo people, far as you outgrow them. So when we talk about tonight about self-growth and becoming a better you, things change. And I feel like now I'm at a point in my life where I want to surround myself more around positive people, people of encouragement, more people that's inspiring. And for me to, show that light as well, me to be inspiring to others and being positive, and let all the drama, the negativity, all that stuff goes. Like, you outgrow that. And I realized, even in this transition of social growth, a lot of people did fall off because I did outgrow them. And even with family, some things, when it comes to like the drama and all that other extra stuff, you kind of just like, you know what, it comes to a point in your life where you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave that over there. um so it's just like, that's how you know that you're growing, because these things stimulates, and it continues to go somewhere positive, and you view things differently. And in this transition, it's like you get a different eyesight. It's like getting a new pair of eyes, shall I say. And I'm not trying to get all like Christian on you guys or anything like that, but it's more so of, you get a new set of eyes, you get a new set of ears, you get a new appearance. It's like everything changes about you when you're maturing, for self growth and becoming a better you. But it all starts with you, because if you cannot determine what you want or who you are, that's the most important thing. Actually visualizing who you are, because a lot of people today, if you ask them, who are you, a lot of people, they can't answer that question. Or some people present one thing but in reality, it's something, there's someone different. So it's more so of you realizing who you are, which a lot of people say this may be crazy, but me, when I'm at home, honestly, um it's like I look in the mirror, not because I'm looking in the mirror to admire me and be like, oh my God, you're so, trying to be conceited or anything, but I look in the mirror and, I tell myself, you know, I'm proud of me. Like, it's okay to tell yourself you're proud of you when you notice change or others notice change in you. Because you can, it's like you look, I'm pretty sure we look in the mirror every day. And at some point, you've seen yourself, I know I looked at myself a few years back and I wasn't completely happy with the woman or the young lady that I saw because I had so much like fears and low self-esteem and different things I was dealing with, or I wasn't confident enough to achieve some of the things that I wanted to. But today when I look in the mirror and I see the reflection of me, I'm like, you know what, God, thank you for transitioning me into this woman that he has destined me to be. And it all started with the reflection of me actually evaluating myself deep within to know that, some changes had to be made. Some people had to be let go. Some transitioning had to be, made. I had to build that confidence up, um, to kind of get to where I am now. And that's why I'm here now sharing with you all that, self growth is important. Becoming a better you is important, and that's what I'm here for, to see if I can inspire and bring that encouragement and bring that wisdom to you all, to help be a better you. We're going to go pay some bills and we're going to be right back right after this. Welcome back, guys, to Vibes. Don't forget, follow us on Facebook at Vibes, VIBEZ. We're also on Instagram at the1BEZ_radio. So when we left off, tonight's show is about self-growth, becoming a better you. I was discussing some of the foundations of um self-growth and what's in reference to growth. What I left off on was social growth, which as we were discussing, it comes that point in time in your life where it's time to, well, that you basically outgrow um some of your family and friends um during that time in your life, which to me, it hits home to me, and that's why I'm kind of like, kind of like honestly like all over the place, because even now, um and I want to bring up about like when you're transitioning and you're growing, you see who is rooting for you. You see who is in your corner and who's not. And I try to, I'm getting there now, because it's like I'm trying to find that comfort to, it's like, you know what, my faith is in God, and I know that it's more so like, God has revealed to me that where I'm taking you, everyone can't go. And that's how I'm looking at it. But it's still a little bothersome that when it comes to family, family isn't just like your friends. Like certain friends, you outgrow them. You may see them here and there, and it's like whatever. But when it comes to family, it's like sometimes, especially when it comes to your immediate family, they're always around in a sense. And I feel like, you know, with support from your family, that I just feel like that's something that you should have. So when it comes to social, it's like in a sense you cannot like overlook the fact of, family, that you outgrow family, because family is supposed to be family. um so with me, it just hits home a little bit, because it's like in this transition a lot has, been revealed to me, when it comes to that area with friends and family or whatnot. um Self evaluation, to me, when it comes to your personal growth, And I speak on that a lot because change comes within you. Like, in order for you to see change, you have to be the change. And that's important. But until you realize that you want to change certain things, if you're not happy with it, until you make that change, then it's not going to occur. It's going to be the same things that you accepted before, the same habits, same bad habits, or just habits in general that you do. But a lot of us constantly complain, like, oh, I'm tired of my job. I'm tired of, this. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that. But it's like, why complain when you have a chance, or you're given a chance every day that you wake up out your bed to change it, and do the right thing and to better yourself. And even when it comes to your career growth, it's more so on, once again, evaluating yourself. And now I'm learning that when it comes to career, anybody can get a job, honestly. Like, you can go out, get a job. But I feel like when you find your passion, it's like, it's not just a job, it's something that you love to do, and it's your gift that you're able to allow it to just flow. So if you're sitting there every day, that's one thing which you can do doing your self evaluation, is just trying to understand, what do you love doing? What is it that you feel that God has given you a gift? If it's to sing, then use your voice to spread use your voice, because even singing, writing poetry, building, whatever it is that passion that God has given you to use. And it's just realizing where you want to go, where you want to be at in life, when it comes to career growth. So don't sit and complain. Just realize or evaluate, like, hey, what is it that I enjoy doing? What is it that I want to do? Because I know going to a regular 9 to 5 every day, I mean, yes, that's fine and dandy, to help take care of, bills and things. But at the end of the day, it's like, what do you enjoy doing? What is your passion? What inspires you? And that falls under becoming a better you, because once you find out, or once you determine what inspires you, is goal driven. So it helps you develop more goals and develop that inspiration to help you become a better you. um I just know personal growth general, like, it's uncomfortable for anyone when it's coming to growth, because we all go through different changes in our life. I know, me starting from middle school, transitioning to high school, transitioning to college, and then transitioning into adulthood and a career, it's uncomfortable. And when we refer to change, it's uncomfortable for everybody, because change, it can be fearful sometimes. Some people, like, I don't want to change. Some people are set in their ways and they don't want to change, or they don't want to develop or grow. But I feel like at some point in your life, we all need that growth. And my growth and my self growth, wanting to grow more in God and help build his kingdom. And that's why Vibes is here, bringing inspiration, wisdom, and encouragement to inspire others. And that's my vision. And that came along with me transitioning from where I used to be to where I am now and where I want to go. And, it's talking about, even me sitting here having this conversation with you guys is not difficult, but for me to finally be able to open up and kind of speak on self growth and becoming a better you, I mean, it's just, it can be challenging. And I know when you hear about self growth and you hear about becoming a better you, so much comes to mind or whatnot. And it's inspiring, because just knowing that you have the will to change. So it's like your life isn't like stuck that way. And it is crazy, because I'm sitting here and I'm doing the show, and we're live, of course. And speaking on becoming a better you, it's like I have this message on my heart right now. That even though you may not have a clear vision of what you want to do or where you want to go, or you're worrying right now, like, dag, she's speaking on some things that may be touching home. Me, as you see, I have a pad and my pen. This is with me 24/7. I'm constantly, writing down things. I'm constantly, if I hear a quote, or if I hear, a verse out the Bible, or, just whatever, I have my pad with me all the time, just writing stuff down because so much comes to mind. And I'm constantly I'm hungry for growth. Like that's my thing. Like I'm hungry because I want to become a better me, for the sake of the people that God has surrounded, or the people that he has placed for me to come in contact with. And plus I'm a mom, so it's like I'm every day I wake up, it's for me to become a better me. And I think with all of us, that's how it should be. You should never just get comfortable to where you are. You should have that hunger and that drive to become a better you, to be successful, to live your dreams, to follow, do things the right way. And I say the right way because me transitioning to really opening up to God, I speak on that a lot, and I'm not ashamed of that. Because like I said, we look in the mirror every day, and I know all of us just can't look in the mirror and just be like, I'm completely happy with who I am. Because every day I find not just looking in the mirror to do the visual, but it's more so looking in the mirror to just look at myself, look deep in myself. Because when I look in the mirror, I look within my eyes because I'm taking a deep look within myself. And even when I pray, I ask God to continuously keep revealing things to me that I can change or improve me. Because once again, speaking back on Kirk Franklin, I commend him, because for you to say that you want to be like Jesus, and for most of us that read the Bible, know the history behind, Jesus, that is a huge commitment. And I haven't gotten there yet, but my ultimate goal is I want to be a reflection of God. And I still have a lot of growth to do because I'm still learning in this walk that I'm doing. But once again, it all started with self, until I had to look deep within myself to correct some of those errors, to deal with me um being in denial about a lot of things. Is a lot of things too, as us being humans. We are in denial about a lot of things. Um, but it's a lot of things that I had to come to realize, get out of denial of it, realize there are issues, there are situations, there are different things that need to be corrected. And once I start focusing on that and continuously keep praying, everything is just kind of like shifting. And, having a great support system is also awesome. But just know when you're transitioning, some of that support can turn negative. But I don't think it turns negative on purpose. I think it's just the way of showing you it's time to that you're outgrowing certain situations, certain people, certain, things of that sort. And it's time to move, because you can't just stay firmly planted where you are. If especially if you're doing your walk with God, you're going to be constantly like moving in a positive way, of course. But it's more so like you just can't be comfortable. And that's the thing with life. You don't want to just be comfortable. Like me, I'm hungry. Hungry. Like you can't just be comfortable. You never should just settle. Settle for where you are, because honestly, every day, like I said, giving breath and being here every day, it should be something daily that you do, is want to improve yourself or become a better you. Because I feel like every day I'm learning more and more things about myself every day, every single day. Every day I'm learning something. And even I'm now 31, and it's like you would think like, oh, you should know you. But honestly, completely I don't. I'm completely still learning myself. And even this transition, I'm still learning me. And it's a wonderful thing. Becoming a better you. That's something that we all should want to do, whether it's self growth, whether it's eating better, eating healthier, even if it's with our finances. even if it's, within our careers, even if it's with parenthood. If you're married, becoming a better husband, becoming a better wife. If you're not, preparing yourself to become, that woman. And if you're a man, preparing yourself, so it's always becoming a better you and wanting to grow. Which it all ties hand in hand if you really sit and think about it. When you think about self-growth, because in order for you to, for people that's single and that's not married, in order for you to understand and know what you want and what you're looking for in your mate, or however that plays out, you have to know you have to know what makes you happy. You have to know what you want when it comes to either relationship, what you want out of life, period, or whatever the case may be. You have to know these things, and that all comes with self growth, self development, self improvement, self evaluation. And I tell everybody, take time out to kind of evaluate yourself. Like, actually sit there, spend more time with yourself, actually. And that's what I did, is just separate yourself kind of from the outside world, from even from Facebook. Sometimes we always on Facebook, checking statuses, updating our statuses, posting everything. But sometimes just take yourself even away from the social media, even away from watching all the reality shows that's on. Just take time out to spend time with you. And if you're on that spiritual walk, take time out to really spend time with God, and talk with him, and allow him to continue to open, doors and things of that sort for you. Once again, I think self-growth, like I said, is never comfortable to deal with. And even me having this conversation with you guys is bringing so many things to light with me as I sit here and speak with you all. And a little bit later on in the show, I'm going to have I'm going to be an open book to y'all, because I'm going to share some things with you all, um to kind of give you guys an insight on who Ivy is, aka Shamika, um and how I actually started in this transition, and actually how Vibes actually came about. I think we're going to do a video right now. So we'll go ahead and take a little break. And then when we come back, you guys are going to get a close up with Ivy. So we'll be right back in just a bit. Sit tight. Welcome back, guys, to Vibes, bringing you inspiration, wisdom, and encouragement for the mind, body, and soul. Once again, follow us on Facebook at VIBEZ. We're also on Instagram at V1BEZ_radio. And then also you can email us at VBEZradio@gmail.com. So let's recap from last week. So shout out to my girl Crystal, who is the founder of the Guard Your Heart Project, which we talked about guarding your heart last week, which was a very deep conversation and great conversation. Speaking on guard your heart, there came a time in my life where I didn't guard my heart. And when I said I didn't guard my heart, it was more so of me ignoring the red flags that was there. So I wind up getting heartbroken, and even other than heartbroken, a lot of other insecurities and different things came along during that time. So of course we need to guard our heart, which that ties into this week about growth and becoming a better you. That all ties in with growth, guarding your heart, and becoming a better you. During this time, I'm going to be an open book to you all. I'm going to share a little bit my story, which is in a sense, kind of more so me actually opening up and sharing my story with you guys. Is actually the first time. So, yeah, so All right, so the transition, I know a lot of you guys are wondering what made Ivy, aka Shamika, of course, for ones that know me, transition from the ones that have seen me grow, transition from where I was to where I am now. And I want to talk about 5 years ago, um a few years ago, actually, I'm not going to go that far back, but a few years ago, um I was in a relationship to where it was a domestic situation. And during that time that I was in that situation, it was more so of me losing sight of who I am, not just as Shamika, but losing sight of a woman, like being a woman. Like a lot of those different things were stripped from me. So during that time, I went through that. I lost confidence. I I lost me, and after that, it came to a point like I had the last incident really was a wake up call because I almost wouldn't be here right now. So during that time that I went through that experience, something hit me to where it was like, you know what? It's time for you to kind of find you again. And when I realized that I'm still here, like God didn't take me, I'm still here, it was time for me to get my life right. So during that time as well, I, you know, start praying more. I pulled out the Bible, I start praying more. I start asking God for strength. I start asking God to rebuild me, show me who I'm destined to be, show me, give me the courage, give me, know, the motivation, help me, build me, rebuild me, strip me from everything and rebuild me, but rebuild me in a way that people can start to see you through me. And that was my prayer, like constantly praying and praying and praying and praying. And honestly, I kept my situation honestly away from family and the few friends that I had at the time. I kept my situation away. And so I didn't honestly during the time of me going through what I was going through, I didn't have a big support system. Even though I know if I would have shared my story, I would probably would have had a few people in my corner, but I didn't have that many people or even a huge support system um during that time. But in the midst of me finding me and rebuilding me, um I wanted going through that, not only just the domestic, but just even the confidence, because even as a child, believe it or not, in middle school and elementary school, I used to get picked on a lot. Um, and I used to get picked on of like, just my lips, my voice, like all kinds of stuff. And even growing up as an adult, those things kind of affected me, honestly, to be honest. And I'm being an open book with you guys right now. So it affected me. So even during this time, I kind of God just started revealing different things to me. And I got my notepad and I started writing things. And then the more I prayed, the more he started shifting things. So he started removing people. And I couldn't understand why I was losing friends over stupid things and losing friends that I had friendship with over years. But for every person that he took or, took out my life, he replaced them, honestly. And he brought people in my life that kind of shed light on so many things and start helping me rebuild my strength, rebuild encouraging me, seeing things within myself that I couldn't see. And so many opportunities and so many things just start opening for me. And even coming along with vibes, vibes came along because I know we all talk about change, especially the way the world is now. We all talk about, change. Oh, the world is this, the world is that. And instead of me talking about it, I want to be a part of that change. I want to make a change. Even if I touch one person that's listening to the show right now, watching the show, if I can just touch one person, then I accomplish how I feel, because I feel like success isn't what you do, is inspiring others. So if I can touch somebody and encourage somebody, that's even better. But Vibes came along because I want Vibes to just be that inspiration, encouragement for us to kind of view ourselves in a different light, in our lives in a different light. And I want to do that through my show. And that my vision is to make that change, to for us to talk about real things that's going on in society today. I want to help bring that change to light. I want to be a part of that change. So of course, networking with other people that have other projects or other brands or artists, or poetry, like anything that can connect us to do this walk correctly and make this change and bring so much stuff to light, I'm all for it. And then, I mean, it's just going through what I went through. I feel like your life should be a learning tool for someone else's life. So I don't feel like God took me through everything that I went through just for me to just sit here and be like, oh, you know what? I overcame it. So I'm just going to sit here and chill. Like, thank you, God. No, thank you, God, for bringing me from where I used to be. And I thank him for where I am now. And then I thank him for where he's taken me. And I thank him for giving me the courage and the strength to do this, even to do the show, because honestly, guys, it's not easy sitting in front of a camera talking with you guys all the time, or whatever the case may be. But I feel like it's a reason, and this is my purpose. This is my passion. So I'm here, and I'm hoping that my story, and I hope Vibes can actually bring that light to you to help you become a better you, or what the case may be, with self-growth and becoming a better you. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back to more Vibes right after this. Welcome back to Vibes, bringing you inspiration, wisdom, and encouragement for the mind, body, and soul. We're here every Tuesday at 8 p.m. right here on WTTSradio.com. You can also follow WTTS.com on WTTS.com everywhere. Also, don't forget, follow Vibes on Facebook at VIBEZ. And then we're also on Instagram at _BEZ_radio. So before I leave tonight, I want to leave you guys with these two quotes. Okay. One of my own, and then one by someone that I will acknowledge at the end of the quote. Whatever you do, strive to do it so well that no man living and no man dead and no man yet born could do it better. And that's by Benjamin Elijah Mays. And then another one, if you always do what you always done, you will always get what you always got. And that's the thing. Once again, growth. It starts with the reflection of you to become a better you. So every day you look in the mirror, it's always something to improve on. Ask yourself, what inspires you? Once again, it's your girl Ivy, bringing you Vibes here each and every Tuesday night at 8. Until next week, we'll see you then. Peace and blessings to you all.